Non abbiamo. Non abbiamo nessuno.
Wake up, you made. She was handing, oh my God. There. Yep. Oh, oh my God. We went there to live. Hey, I sent you a text the other night, you did some. Yeah, He's back, she's on, that's the town phone, right? Really? He's not paying the bill. The SIM card wore out. How long ago? Here's what? Oh, the phone check. Yeah. What's he gonna be? Really? Okay.
Yeah. Were you in that meeting?
Yeah, you were there. Monday night.
Was it there?
Yeah.
They have to connect it.
And so, what five minutes, I can see it.
I'm gonna wait 4 days to relax. I get home to the disaster. My son broke his toe. He was out of work. I didn't see him on.
The fur baby's on them?
Huh?
The fur baby's on them?
Yeah, well, I threatened him with an inch of the cycle. He was not. That's my baby. Oh. You've outgrown that, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the only.
Hold on.
They haven't agreed it. That one in the front? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it. So I can Get in. There we go. Thank you.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah. It might be the wrong one.
You need the USB. No, this is also not functional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm.
This,
Yeah.
You're pushing a fine line that I used to,
this is not for it, it's a USB port.
It's 1 2 weeks. Oh, maybe it's on the side.
No, this is not, this is a USB port.
Here we go. There we go. There we go.
What can I get you? What is on our mind? Yeah, on go down. On the matter with the farm on the chief.
The office, you know, but
More than the museum.
buy the book, give me the bill.
Give her a, gift certificate, I don't know, or you need.
I said it to my nephew and. Just, but what you want, and give me the bill, but you want to get a TV. You got to be allowed. Hello? We are in the future time. One of the is real. So I think we could.
But,
Right. Many word. Every. They're good? They're good? You're good? That's good. Hey, everyone, welcome to the August 13th zoning board meeting. We'll start the meeting with the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands. Thank you. Sorry for a little delay. Difficulties. I'll start with, public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in Town Hall, room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of Anoki Japanese Steakhouse Incorporated by Dana Myers Esquire, whom have appealed to the Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to sections 5.f, 5.c, .6.c, and 5.c, and 9.g.16.c of the zoning bylaw to operate a Japanese and Thai cuisine restaurant in a general business zone. Said premise located at 199 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass, as shown in the assessors map. Plate 22, parcel 11-1, and recorded Mass Registry of Deeds, book 138, page 49. And then council here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Dana Myers, attorney on behalf of the applicant, Anoki Japanese Steakhouse Inc. And I have with me my client, Rashne Dranawat. And just to summarize, the applicant is the contemplated buyer of the current restaurant located in the same location known as Nana 7 Japanese Steakhouse located in Treble Cove Plaza. The applicant intends to change the name to Anoki Japanese Steakhouse and will operate it as a Japanese and Thai cuisine restaurant. Upon approval of this special permit request, as well as the transfer of all related business and liquor license transfers, then the landlord property owner, which is Dudley Trading Associates Nominee Trust, will assign the current lease to my client. The granting of a special permit would be in harmony with the general purposes and intent of the zoning bylaws for Billerica and would not derogate from the intent or purpose of the bylaw or the existing neighborhood. And the use would continue to be compatible with the surrounding area. The floor plan as submitted does not change the overall existing plan that is the existing restaurant Nana 7. It is a proposed 6 seats at the bar and 6 seats at the sushi counter. The proposed operating and business hours would be as follows: Sundays, 12 p.m. to midnight, with Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to midnight. And finally, as part of the special permit application, we're requesting continued use of an already existing illuminated window sign, open, OPEN, spelled like this. And this is an illuminated window sign that's been in place for some time. It does allow patrons to see that the business is open. It's especially helpful, not just at night, but when there are bright sunny days. If you're looking in the complex, it's helpful to see that open sign.
Pretty straightforward. Is there anyone in the audience who is here to speak, for or against this? No, okay, then I'll open it up to the board real quick. Annabelle?
Um, so you are going to maintain all the time, in the operating hours, the same what was there
It's a
before?
little bit different. Existing, I believe they're closing at like 10:30 at night right now, the existing restaurant, so in technicality, it would be increasing it to a bit,
To 11
to,
or
to midnight.
midnight?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, rest of the information is the same what,
Correct, yes, sir.
What they
As
used to-
far as the only difference, I think that there was an older, quite old, like 2008 special permit, which my understanding at the time that the operator didn't have a full liquor license. So at that time, they weren't allowed to have seats at the bar, but that's not the case at this time. It's a full liquor license. And that's what we'll be petitioning to transfer that license. So that's why the only change really on the floor plan is just the addition of 6 bar seats. And then in the sushi area, there's a counter, it's a covered glass counter, 6 seats at the sushi area.
thank you,
Same capacity seating wise.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Eric?
This doesn't depend on the yes or no vote, but, so it's still gonna be hibachi and,
Yeah, so a combination of hibachi, AKA teppanyaki, so the same tables that are existing there, as well as regular dining. Yes, sir.
okay,
Also,
yeah, for the record, I love 997, so I would, if approved, I wish you luck.
It's not advertising.
Just for the record,
Okay, so you gotta go to the
Liquor license.
select board.
Yes, sir.
You'll be changing the hours, right? You wanna go to midnight. And the window sign open, which I agree with, it's the same one you just.
Yes, it's existing. If you drive by there, we saw it earlier today. It's still there. It's the same one as the pictorial shows you of the copy I included in the package.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bob?
100% agree with the sign. I own the store in that property center. 357 feet to the road. So without that open sign, it actually makes it handicapped because you can't tell who's open, who's not. So I think that's the other company has, reason why that would be a problem. And I too like to eat there, so. Not the 2 biggest guys in the world,
Didn't wanna say anything.
Okay.
You don't eat it too?
No,
Oh.
not that,
Not yet.
I have. I'm not a frequent flyer. That looks pretty good to me, straightforward. If I could get a motion to close public hearing.
Yeah, second,
On the vote, close public hearing, Anupam?
yes,
Dick?
Yep.
Eric?
Yeah.
Bob?
Yes,
And the chair. Take a motion to grant, please.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Bob and Dick. On the motion to grant, Bob?
Yes.
Eric?
yes.
Dick?
Yep.
Anupam?
yes.
And the chair is yes, granted 5-0.
Thank you all.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Thank
You
you.
do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, let's pause it up.
Yeah.
Public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 at 6:05 P.M. in Town Hall Room 10, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of 1975 LLC, DBA Frangos, whom have appealed to the Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 5.c.6.c fast food establishment of the zoning bylaw to operate a fast food order establishment in a building unit located in a general business zone. Said premise located at 199 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. As shown on the assessors map, is plate 22, parcel 11-1, and recorded Mass Registry of Deeds, book 138, page 49. And who is here for that?
Well,
How you doing?
I needed to come up with, I knew I would.
That's okay, you can give us what you have.
So I apologize. So we are, looking to take over Muya Burgers, their location. The restaurant is going to be staying exactly the same as it is, the layout. I'm not sure on their previous hours. Our hours, you would be asking for Sunday, 11 AM to 9 PM. Monday through Thursday, 11 AM to 10 PM. And Friday and Saturday, we would be asking for 11 AM to midnight.
Okay.
And we would obviously, be only selling, so we just were chicken plates, so we would just be serving, sandwiches and that.
See, now I love Franco's.
Okay. I'll have to go to Wilmington as well,
Okay,
hopefully.
all right. Pretty straightforward. Anybody in the board here for or against Frangos?
Audience?
No, we'll open it up to the board then. We'll start with Bob this time.
So basically, you just answered my question, basically chicken fingers, sandwiches.
Correct, yes,
Texas toast this morning.
yeah.
You
So,
you have all food critics up there, so.
like,
No, that's probably a couple of fill-ins, get it back to what it was. You know, they open up that, I think that would be a good place to be in there, to known as a restaurant for a long time. So, again, if it passes, you know,
Thank you so much.
No issues, hours, you know what the hours are now?
For the previous location,
Yeah,
I do not know what Muya was.
oh.
Well, the hours here that she'd request on less than what we just granted, so.
Also, in the first thing here, it says no earlier than 11 AM, no later than 9 PM, but that's,
That's the old,
So we're giving them until,
midnight on Friday and Saturday.
11 AM to 9 PM. Okay.
okay,
Which we just did.
Yeah.
From
I
midnight.
have no problem. Go to the Select board anyway, right?
Yeah.
Do the trip.
and they'll be the only two places open that late in that plaza, right?
Yeah,
right,
Yeah.
So there's no issue of parking at that.
No,
good, okay.
Eric,
Nope, I've heard compliments online, on your Wilmington, location, so if this passes, I wish you the best of luck.
Annabelle?
No, I have no questions.
Okay, and I'm now set as well. So,
Motion to close public hearing.
second,
Vote closed, Bob,
yes,
Eric,
Yes,
Dick,
Yep,
Annabelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a motion to grant,
so moved.
second,
Bob. On the vote to grant, Bob,
yes,
Annabelle,
Yes,
Dick.
Yep.
Eric,
yes.
and the chair, yes, granted 5-0. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.
You're just jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Keep us on our toes.
I like to change it around.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
on your toes, you know? You guys get you can place and somebody will like, now, yep. So it's their turn. Public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, at 6:10 PM in Town Hall Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of Alyssa Howard, whom has appealed to the Board of Appeals for a variance pursuant to section 7 and 7.L of the dimensional table and 7.E of lot coverage of the zoning bylaw to reduce the front and side setbacks, and construct a two-story, two-car garage in a village residence zone. Said premise located at 35 River Edge Road, Berwick, Mass, as shown on the assessors map. At plate 85, parcel 127-0. And recorded Mass Registry of Deeds, book 33-180, page 47. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. What do you like to do?
I'm also not a lawyer.
Okay, we don't need a lawyer.
But to construct a two-story, two-car garage on our existing property, which we have learned is non-compliant for zoning pretty fantastically, like most of the neighborhood. It's where the existing driveway is currently. We did approach our direct abutters. We have a good relationship with our neighbors. We'd really like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And they all have no issue with it, so here we are.
Okay. And gonna go down to 6.9 on the side and 3.4 on the front.
Yeah, so what we learned when we had our survey done was that where we thought the lot line was on the front, based on kind of the survey from when I bought the house,
Mhm.
it's actually 7 or 8 feet further back.
Okay,
So quite a ways up the driveway, essentially to where the existing porch is now,
right,
so
quite a ways back
that was
off
a
of the,
surprise.
quite a ways back off of the
Off of the
paved
street.
edge road too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, anybody in the audience here for or against this? For. You're for it.
But that's the family. order.
Okay. All right, I will open this up to the board and let's see what we can do. Dick, why don't you start us off on this one? About those 4 questions.
Well, I tell you. I swung by there this afternoon. And realized that. I don't know, this garage is gonna be right at the property line, pretty much in the front. And there really won't be any place to put, park a car in front of the garage. I know the roadway. Edge of road is out further. But I've always gone with, the property line. And I just have a problem. I wish there was a different spot. Or which way to get that front of that garage back.
Excuse me, do you mind if I speak? I'm Alyssa's husband quickly.
Come on,
We actually, from the measurement of where the garage was going to, we actually parked both of our cars in front of there. And yes, that's too short for 2, but one then horizontally was clear by about 4 feet, 5 feet.
But it is out in the travel way.
When it's 1, no, it was clear by about 4 or 5 feet.
not in the roadway, it's in the
Yeah.
right, it's in the right of
Right
way.
way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're only 3.5 feet on this corner. I don't know what the other corner is. The other corner is probably 15, probably 6 feet or something like that.
Yeah, to the right of way.
You pull a car up in front of there. You're gonna be. See, I go by the property line, not the street line.
Right.
Cause you never know. They could rebuild that road and. Make it, a lot wider. That's my other issue too, is, the building sticks out so far that. You're gonna have a sight distance, in my view, you'll have a sight distance problem. So. That's me for now.
Bob?
My concerns were basically, down there on that road, a lot of the houses are not conforming. That doesn't make a problem. Mine was the same thing, is that I was wondering, you're gonna have to keep the cars in the garage at all times. Like, you can't just pull up and, I'm gonna unload the car here, cause you're gonna be walking the street at that point. You know, let's get the car all the way in. That would be my biggest concern. I was hoping I'd hear something from the neighbors if they had a problem with it, but nobody does. Seems to be a well-liked neighborhood. People get along, but that was my only concern. As long as you know, you were gonna have to address that.
Right, and yeah, I think, I mean, from our perspective, that's sort of all we have to offer is where the street is currently versus the property line, which to your point could change at some point in the future. You know, whether or not it will, unsure. So,
That's it for me, Mr. Chairman.
Good. Eric,
Like Dick, I drove by this afternoon, and when I first looked at it, I was like, oh. I actually pulled up Google Street Map, and, it didn't equal what was on the plan, like, there was a garage off Larson, and I'm like, how are they gonna do this? But then I saw I'm 7 years old, so,
from what I heard, a tree fell on that prior to me buying it.
okay.
And then they put up the shed and there was concrete and it was, anyway. That's what I was told though.
Okay. Um. Okay. So like Bob, I was interested if anyone's gonna come up and, be against it, abutters and neighbors. But it doesn't, no one came, no one bothered to come, and you've said that you didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Negative, so, I do see Dick's problem with it's so close. And I didn't take measurements, but the house across from Larson seems to be smushed in there too.
Is that the new one, 34?
Directly across from Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're small lots.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna regret saying it, but I wanna help young families stay. And not be forced to move because of living space. So, I would be leaning towards, approving it. So, okay.
Annabelle?
Yeah, my major concern is safety in winter time, you know. It's gonna be a big problem, you know, winter time. And but hopefully, you know, you guys will keep it clean and clear, you know. Doesn't become an issue in that area. Other than that, I'll be okay with it.
All right, I mean, it looks like the current street, you would still have about, I don't know scale here, but if, you know, I did it off of that, maybe 25 feet or so from the base of the driveway to the edge of the paved road. And then that's on the shallow side, on the other side, it's more like 30 feet. And then is there rooms above this garage? Is this just the garage, or is there?
There would be a room above.
Okay. Yeah, they're all piped down there. And I'm looking, I don't see an other changing wherever I grew up.
Anyway, putting an addition on the backside here. And coming off of, Larson Lane.
Maybe, I guess would be the answer. That was what we initially looked at and we have current roof line. because all the water would pour into wall, basically. We would like to go up over the existing structure, there's quite a lot of foundational work that needs to be changed because it's a 100-year-old house. So right now, we're pretty limited as to what we can do off the back.
I can't remember how it looked as far, as, you know, what a. We're still gonna have a street element what it brings in. I don't like building something right on the street line, right on the property line. And to me, as a garage, because you pull up and. It's gonna be
She's gonna have to meet, fire code, so that close to the property line too, right? Sure. So there'll be additional fire code stuff, even though it's. It would look probably just in that small corner. Probably in that small corner, 3.4, you get 4 feet. Right.
I understand what saying on the distance looks on the plot plan, but I agree with the chairman that realistically, the town's not gonna go in and widen this road. If we get it done, we have to use it too. I don't see them ever coming down and putting sidewalk. If you go on to Larkin Lane, you're gonna be in the same situation, actually closer, because this is what 1 foot setback from Larkin. It's just that the way the road was laid out, we need to utilize the full width. You can see on this plans, you know, their walkway and driveway is. Not my decision to make.
If I may, just one extra thing, talking about the side of the line down the road, we actually considered that with where we currently park, because we're well behind the parking space.
Yeah.
But with how far further down the driveway we have to park and the tree, the tree that's there, we actually think it would improve the line of sight down River Edge Road, especially if we were to remove that tree to help improve that.
Sure, but if I may,
Yeah.
you know, shoot. I know I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
And
And you've been in building departments, speaking with the inspectors and, you know, different people downstairs. For quite some time trying to figure out the layout and, you know, what the best direction to go is, the back and the front. Yeah, discussing a lot of problems, blue lines. I think for them, this is probably the easiest and best route. But again, it's not a situation where the road isn't developed to its full width.
No, I mean, if it wasn't, you got a couple of cars, per se, coming in from there. You know, if this was just. Living space, not a garage. Yeah, you know, you could see that differently. But with garage spaces and cars. People park in the driveways, they end up being out in the.
There's no prohibition for parking on the street, the parallel park on the street. Other than in the winter. At all. As far as sight lines, I would say it complies with the sight lines for a corner lot. Using fences as an example.
Yeah, because he's got nothing right on the corner.
Right.
Try to help people.
I know, it's getting a little bit tricky.
Tricky neighborhoods.
That is a very, very tricky neighborhood, you know.
Lovely, though.
Hard to do anything down there, you know. There's seven septic systems down there and. Be kind of limited by that stuff that we can do. Just don't have to put in rain, so you have a septic system that you gotta deal with, then you still gotta try to find a spot to put an infiltration system for your roof water, like. I get it, it gets tight down there. Okay, we'll vote on it.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to, close the public hearing.
Second.
I have them.
You have what?
Or
Letter of support.
from
Oh,
the
yeah.
butters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We love letters of support.
I do.
Yeah, Liz can put them in the record.
Right.
Do you have one from your? Russell, Richard Russell?
I do.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, on the vote to close the public hearing, Bob,
Yes.
Eric.
Yep.
Dick.
Yep.
Anupam.
Yes.
Yeah. Take a motion to grant,
Motion to grant?
Eric,
Second.
vote Bob. On the vote, Anupam,
Yes.
Dick,
I don't know. Keep going.
okay, Bob,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and the chair's yes.
I'm gonna stick with my no, because they
Yep.
got. Anyway.
Okay.
There you go. I made it easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Granted, 4-1.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Sorry I gave you some.
So will the town maintain that driveway that's very?
Yeah, right.
Trying to get it tonight.
Right?
He's not waiting.
No,
He's not with you now, right?
I'm lucky the town takes care of the road.
All right. Public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 at 6:15 PM. In Town Hall, Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berkeley, Mass. On the petition of Harold Cadet, who has appealed to the Board of Appeals for a variance pursuant to Section 7 and Section 7.d and Section 7.l of the zoning bylaw to reduce the front and side setbacks to construct a shed on a village residence zone. Said premise located at 57 Lexington Road, Berkeley, Mass. Is shown on the assessors map, plate 79, parcel 105-0, and recorded in Mass Registry of Deeds, book 29-879, page 261. And who is here for that? Tell us what you'd like to do. Evening.
Harold Cadet, been living in Dover because. This property we purchased in 15, and we'd like to erect a tool shed. Be able to have. And, equipment that we have for that, there that tables. We'd like to place that in. On the side of it, walk there.
Mark, do you have this in the GIS? I just want to see what. it's doing.
So you know, there,
Yeah, yeah,
so you know, on the back there, the neighbor has a shed.
Yeah.
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 I just couldn't picture where it was on Lexington Road by the,
Right on the corner.
now I know where it is, right on the, right where Lake Street
Yeah.
starts.
Yes.
The house that collapsed.
That's the story we heard.
Oh.
Really?
That's how
Twenty fifteen.
that's what it got built.
Ah,
So look. There's that year we get snow every, like, three
Oh,
months,
it's 14, 15.
pancake for you.
I just wanted to be able to see it up there. Is there anybody in the audience who is here for or against this? No, we'll open it up to the board. Anupam,
you're gonna build it on the left side facing the house?
Yes.
Or at the back, you know.
Right where the neighbor's shed is.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, Eric,
Shouldn't be, okay.
No, neighbor didn't come to object to it. It's gonna be right next to it, the neighbor's shed, so I'm good with it.
okay. Bob,
The only question I had was, why is it we so far over into that corner? But looking at it from this point of view, it's gonna be down further. It looked like it was gonna be right on the property,
Right.
the way it was. And then my only question would be, why not just move it down a few more feet, then you would need the variance on that side.
Part of the thing I want to be able to do is have access to the back of it, so don't push it against the
Makes
fence.
sense. No, that was a good answer, I was looking, thank you.
I'd like to see it back a little bit. You know, where's the neighbor shed?
you can see the rock wall, and then you can see, it looks like it's coming all the way up to the rock wall.
No, neighbor shed is further
Right.
back.
Right, the neighbor shed is further back than what he's proposing.
It's like in line with the center line of his house.
I think, and I may be incorrect, but you're looking for 16 feet from Lexington Road. Yes, I think the confusion is it's probably not drawn to scale. So it's put up right against the wall, but it's 16 feet. From Lexington, and then 11 here, which the required setback would be 20. Looking for 4 feet, really fun.
From his property line.
From his property line, yeah, property line's up there.
Yeah, because you really can't tell, there's no dimension here. That 16 feet goes to the pavement.
So whatever this is here is the property.
Right, but
What did you guys up with?
Yeah.
I was there this afternoon, that's why it looked. But see the neighbor's shed there. Now, if he wants to put it kind of in line with that. I mean, it looks like it would work. Again, keep it out of the sight distance again on that front corner.
There's a driveway there too,
Yeah,
There is a driveway.
Yeah.
We
right?
have,
I thought that was all green space, there is a driveway.
that's.
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but he measured, I mean, did you measure from the edge of the pavement? And that's where you wanted it, is
Yeah.
16 feet back from the edge of pavement? So that's less than 16 feet. You're really asking for it to be like 12 feet off of the property line. then.
right.
Whatever, I don't, it's hard to tell, there's no scale or anything.
Just to mention it off the stone wall.
Yeah,
Almost property.
Well, I did actually, I
Well-
did remember it about 12 feet. So,
from the stone wall.
right,
Stone wall.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. But I wanna,
They didn't really have to read.
okay,
you want 12 feet from the stone wall.
That front right corner.
by that.
Yeah, I mean, that won't look that, 12 feet from that stone wall.
Right,
Yeah, it's just the,
the way he's got it,
Right, it's
Yeah.
definitely not the scale.
it's right on the stone wall.
Right.
We'll just make sure, as far as I'm concerned, I'd say 12 feet in from the stone wall.
12 feet in. So 12 feet in from the front right corner to the stone wall.
Yeah.
Do that,
Give you that space to, you to cut the grass to get around it.
so be that. This corner, the one closest to the stone wall,
Back, I meant the back. The back,
you meant the back is 12 feet?
the first corner from that,
Oh, that corner. Yeah,
the about 11 feet or so to the actual, not the pavement, the first line, but the second line, property line, about 11. 12. Looking at the first corner there,
Mhm.
not this corner.
Not the one that has the measurements on it, the other one to the left of it. You can walk over and show.
Oh, there. I measured about from here to there,
Yeah.
about 10 feet or so,
Mhm.
and same way from here to here, about 12.
Yeah, that's the property line.
But it was much easier to go to
For the
the
tree.
this street.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, is there,
I was just using the stone wall as a,
yeah,
you know, that's,
Right.
yeah. Or if you- whatever you wanna adjust,
right,
wanna make it. And we're talking too much about shit.
I know,
Get 6 guys and move it.
It's part of the reason putting it there too, is I do want to use the grass space that's there.
Yeah.
Or that for the summertime. And not interfere too much.
It's deceiving because your backyard, side yard goes up,
That is true,
so you lose,
correct.
you know? Yeah, whatever. You know, put how many feet you want, so.
well, it's gonna measure it from the road, it's not gonna get an engineer out there.
Yeah,
to stake it,
but
you know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I'm saying, use the stone wall
Reference.
as the point,
Yeah,
and say, you know, make it, what? 10 feet in from the stone wall.
I got nothing to scale it off of for that, I mean, it's easier just to go with this,
This has been changed.
right?
That
Wow.
stone wall can be moved.
I mean, I'd like to see you just slide it back a few more feet and get it back to 20 feet off of the street,
20 feet off the street.
20 feet off the street. Can you work with that? You got 16 there now? You can slide it back another 4 feet? Okay, perfect.
Chairman, I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
And
Second,
do we need to, oh, that's on the motion grant. You want it 20 feet instead of 16?
yeah, 20 feet from the edge of the street. On the motion to close, Interpom,
yes,
Dick?
Yep.
Eric?
Yeah.
Bob?
Yes.
Chair, motion to grant?
We'll move.
second,
Okay, so on the motion to grant, we're gonna be 20 feet from the edge of street. Interpom,
yes.
Dick? Eric?
Yep.
Bob?
Yes.
Chair, yes, granted 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That bylaw doesn't say that this type of thing. Yeah, pool, whatever. Has to be behind the front line of a house.
No, it cannot be located in the front. In the front yard, as if you can perpendicular off the front of the house, the front yard is only right there,
Okay.
as defined if you're looking at that. So you can't put a shed here, this is considered a private.
Mark, what's the? I mean, to build a shed, 200 square feet without a permit, we're only at 144, is it just because of the setback?
Correct.
So you still have to meet the setback
Right.
with the,
You bet,
With
it's
the-
definitely just his own.
public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. At 6:20 PM, Town Hall Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On a petition of Bay State Pool Supplies by Alberto Gala, who has appealed to the Board of Appeals for a variance pursuant to Section 7.L, the conventional table of the zoning bylaw, to reduce the side setback to install a generator and retaining wall in an industrial zone. Said premise located at 301 Trouble Cove Road, Berwick, Mass. It's shown on the assessor's map as plate 58, parcel 2-3, and recorded map registry of deeds, book 36, 415, page 251. Yes, sir. What would you like to do?
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Alberto Gala, I'm a civil engineer. I'm here to represent the proposal by Bay State Pools on the installation of a generator. Basically, a standby generator that we use for backup of data, from the river. So I have all the exhibit here, so the board must be better, as built plans a few years ago. This is Old Road. Build this here. This dot is the location where we're proposing our generator. Which would be, on the right side of the building. Various alternatives to look at, most of them involve taking away parking spaces. So we came up with the idea of building adjacent to retaining wall. Right. So this plan is a surveying plan. It shows, and the same as on my plan, it shows this very dark line is the existing retaining wall on the right hand side of the building between where the fire lane between both. So this would be adjacent to a 5-foot block wall. We will also install a 3 main metal staircase to access the generator and build a 3-foot, 4-foot wide concrete pad around the generator. There's also a small retaining wall around this. The grades are somewhat steep on that slope. So the wall would be, I guess, that's this wall right here. The generator is right here. So on this zone, we're seeking a variance from the dimensional regulations. It's for industrial area, which is this, it's 35 feet. There's a side, note number 1, because it is adjacent to the residential type zone, which is residential, rural residential, it requires 50 feet. So our we are proposing a small retaining wall to be 10.6 property line and 26.4 for the generator itself.
Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. Anybody in the audience here or against this one? No, open it up to the board then. Bob.
No, I know the project came out real nice, the building, good size use of the land, and I think they Your tenants to the right won't have any complaints on any noise. They have other things to worry about than that, so I don't think you get a problem with that. No, I think it's, if you were in the way power is today, it's a good reason to put it right exactly where you have it. So, looks good to me.
You don't think the prisoners are gonna complain?
No, I have a funny feeling they
They
won't.
said they were gonna show up at 7 for the bus load. No problem.
Anapon,
No, I have no problem.
Eric,
I'm sorry, did you say? Well, the prison. That's zone rural residents? Okay.
Yeah.
well, they're residents.
Well, yeah,
Some long, some short.
Yeah.
yeah,
Rural residence district.
okay.
The line is right on the property.
Perfect.
That was-
Yeah, rural, I mean, yeah.
Yep.
And they have residents.
Yeah, well, I mean, what the heck's the problem?
I'm all set. Yeah, I don't have any problems with it, it looks good, I agree, the project came out good over there, everything looks good, they keep it maintained, I can't see any problems with it. So I'll take a motion to close public hearing.
Second,
Vote, Bob,
yes.
Eric.
Yep.
Dick.
Yep.
Antoine,
Yes.
yeah, take a motion to grant,
Motion.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
we're gonna go Anapon and Dick second. On the motion to grant the vote, Anapon.
Yes.
Dick.
Yeah.
Eric,
Yeah,
Bob,
Yes.
and the chair is yes, granted 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody in that prison?
How would I be in there?
No, I went in on an inspection when I was working here for the town, as a building inspector. I had to go over and do an inspection over there. I said, what are you kidding me? It's not a happy place.
Walk into the river.
What's that?
What'd you find? Walking into the river.
Well, we gotta make sure the ventilation is there,
Please.
These next two go together, I think.
We got two?
Yeah, two in a row.
Yeah, all right, I'll read them both, we'll open them both, we'll talk about them both. We'll vote on them separate. So a public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. 25 p.m. Town Hall, Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of 184 Boston Road Realty by Helene Chuba.
Yes.
Okay, whom has appealed to the Board of Appeals for a variance pursuant to section 7 and 7.l of the dimensional table of the zoning bylaw to reduce the front and side setbacks, to develop the lot for use as a convenience store and fuel station in a general business zone. Said premise is located at 184 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass, as shown on the assessor's map as plate 15, parcel 126-1, and is recorded in Mass Registry of Deeds, book 21-823, page 186. And a public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. in Town Hall, Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of 184 Boston Road Realty by Chuba, whom has appealed to the Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 5.c.6.c auto service of the zoning bylaw to operate a convenience store and gas station located in a general business zone. Said premise is located at 184 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. As shown on the assessor's map as plate 15, parcel 126-1, and recorded Mass Registry of Deeds, book 21-823, page 186. And what would you like to do, sir?
Good evening. This is Chair Member of the Board. For the record, my name is Al Tuber. I'm a consulting engineer with offices at 112 State Road and down Massachusetts. And I'm here representing the applicants tonight on both applications as the read. And for the record, we do have a variance application and a special permit application. Basically, Mr. Lanier, if you don't mind, can we go to the last sheet of the set, that's the existing conditions before we jump into the, just so give you quick brief history on that. So the property is at the location of Boston Road and Pebble Cove Road. I'm sure you're all familiar with the property. Currently, it's vacant. It was operated as a gas station for decades. About 10 years ago, I believe, they took the tanks out of the ground. They took the existing building that was there. It was a retail 1,000 square foot building with canopy and fueling pumps. They took them out of the ground. They closed the station, and it's my understanding it's been closed since. Access to the site is by existing driveway from Boston Road and from Pebble Cove Road. Most of the site is paved right now. I think if you drive by, you can see where the concrete pads, where the pipes used to be. And, again, it's located in the general business district. Just for zoning, a gas station is allowed by a special permit from the zoning board of appeal as for the use. If Mark, we don't, yes, we don't. I'll start with sheet number 1 then. Thank you. So the applicant would like to, and prior to developing the plans, I just wanted the board to know that we had some informal back and forth with the town. We developed plans, preliminary plans, then we sat down, they had some comments, we went back to the drawing board, then, you know, we adjusted the plans to accommodate some of the comments that we heard. I understand you also have comments from Board of Health, from planning, I read through those comments. Those are standard comments. We would comply with all the required. And again, this is our first step, you know, so if we get here, we can go back to conservation, Board of Health, and whatever we need to. So what we propose here, we propose to construct the 4,425 square foot building that would be set on the north of the, if you look at the sheet, it will be up on the north side of the property. To the north is the new fire station. I believe that after it's completed there or ready to be completed. Access to the site would be by 2 existing driveways, one from Pebble Cove Road and one from Boston Road. The parking would be to the south of the building, in front of the building. There will be 4 multiple fueling dispensing pumps. And the way it's located, you can see, you know, actually, because the lot is a kind of odd shaped lot. You know, it's a corner lot, but then in the back, you got another sliver of land that goes to the north. So we oriented the building in a way to maximize the use on the sites for safety. So you can have the truck get in and get out, and the fuel truck get in and get out with no problems. The parking is right in the front with the handicap accessible parking. Extra parking will be to the east for employees or additional parking. The tanks would be located right to the south of that corner, and the truck can come in and then loop around the pumps, be out of the way, doesn't interfere with the fueling or the operation of the business. Parking would be in compliance with zoning. Lighting would be in compliance with zoning. It would be all dark sky design that would, there's no spillage of light on streets or adjacent property. We understand because of to the north, there's a couple of residential buildings. We try to keep, and actually that was a comment from the building commissioner too, that we can keep the buffer to that side. We increase the buffer on that side, and we also move the dumpster to the southwest corner of the buildings. This way it's not adjacent to any residential property. So as far as special permits, we're asking for a special permit for the use. As I mentioned, the use is allowed by special permit from the zoning board. Variances also, we need a waiver that no gas station within, I believe, 1,500 square feet. So, you know, we talked about this, there's some businesses that are related to automobile and the district itself. The site itself was a gas station for probably 3 years, you know, so we trying to reestablish that use. Variances, we're asking for setbacks, and again, you know, the canopy is an accessory structure, basically, and, but we're also asking for variance on the structure itself. If you look at the lot, as I mentioned before, applying the setbacks, I believe there's a 30-foot setback in the front, if I'm not mistaken. Minimum frontage, minimum front setback is 50, actually, the front yard is 50. And because of the shape of the lot and the frontage on the street, we have almost 400, I believe, 445 linear feet of frontage. So if we apply that 50-foot setback along the entire, we apply the setbacks in the rear, we end up with, I put the numbers down, I think you only get 7,500 square foot of a buildable envelope right in the middle of the lot that you really cannot support a building of the shape. So based on that, and also I believe there's also some was all other restrictions on the unit itself that it became this restricted to automotive services that you can put into this law. And you know, we've had the meetings with the different departments. It's a concern for the town. This is kind of an eyesore site that's been there for a long time. And what we propose to do, we propose to improve it, make it safer, and reestablish a use that was there before. If you don't mind, Mark, if we can go to the so utilities the utilities will be up, you know, we'll have to apply to DPW, will be all new sewer, water connections, everything will have to be into compliance with what's required. The next sheet, so basically, I just want to show you the quick layout. It's a typical convenience store, as you see in the gas station. You know, you have the walk-in coolers, the bathrooms, and some storage in the back, and they also really love to have some kind of fuel, fast food service on that property too, which will be allowed, I believe, as a right, if I'm not mistaken, for the use. The architectural for we do have some architecture to just for the building. The building will be like what we refer to as a Cape Cod farm house design, kind of you've seen now with all the new gas stations. It's not the old typical metal building or box that used to be there before, I guess, you know. And by the way, my client is here with me. They do operate about a dozen of these convenience store, gas stations, liquor stores, and retail businesses, and they can answer any questions that you may have. For the hours of operation, I believe we were looking for 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. And if this is allowed in the jail business district, I would think maybe, but this is what I was told. So we can discuss it if this is an issue or a concern for the neighbor. At this time, I think this is it for me. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Anybody in the audience who is here to speak on it? Come on up. We'll do one at a time or whatever.
Good evening.
Name and address.
I live right near there.
Name and address for the record.
Oh, yes, 31 Sprague Street.
Yep.
But it used to be 35 Troco, so I'm like one house over. Walk there all the time with little kids. Mobile station was beautiful, and then the mobile station was gone, and it looks like, I'm not gonna say the word.
Where is the name for the record?
Bernice Henderson, I
Yeah.
apologize. I think it's, from what I've seen this evening, great. Look, I think this is gonna be great. The green space is going to look good again. It was all overgrown, it used to look good, and then got all out of control. When this Panera stuff happened, I fought to get a sidewalk on the other side, because that's where everybody walks. There may be a sidewalk on this side, but everybody walks on the other side, and it's dangerous. It's probably not at all applicable to this, but I wanted to start mentioning it, that, we need to consider that sidewalk, and I don't know how the intersection and all the lights are gonna work, because if you come from Travel Cove, I like, by the way, the 5-foot sidewalk, the cut through to the store, awesome. That's how we have to think, walking and not doing everything by car. But, I think walking, even though I drive a car, and, if you wanted to go from our neighborhood to the CVS, down to Shoko, cross Boston Road, wait for the lights again, cross Cove, walk along Boston Road to the lights, and then cross Boston Road back, and then you go to the CVS. It's ridiculous. You have to risk your life 3 times to get to the CVS for your painkiller. Huh? So that's all I wanted to say today. Great project. Go through the month.
Thank you. Same thing, sir. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Andrew Jennings. I live at 29 Talbot Avenue in North Thornton.
Thank you.
I do not oppose the location of the convenience store at the intersection in question, but I have safety concerns. In good weather, I cross this intersection on foot in both directions once or twice a month. When the intersection was signalized many years ago, the designers made a couple of mistakes. First, the design prioritized improvement in traffic flow at the expense of pedestrians. And secondly, it did not consider the growth in pedestrian traffic that the development of the southeast corner would create. The current design of the intersection encourages jaywalking and does not provide a safe access to the Treble Cove Plaza bus stop, the northbound bus stop, which is a stop both for LRTA buses and for school buses northbound. I would like the board to be very careful about any changes in the setback requirements that would reduce the visibility of pedestrians or reduce pedestrian visibility of traffic. I'm pleasantly surprised by this, but I would like to make sure that that visibility is double checked. And I'm also concerned about the exiting of fire trucks from next door that they can see. I would encourage this board and the proponents to lobby the town and MassDOT to make appropriate changes at Boston Road and Treble Cove and the related Boston Road and Treble Cove Plaza intersection so that the safety of pedestrians and cyclists is improved.
Thank you.
Hi, Kelly Savina. I just had a couple of questions.
Address, Kelly, please.
95 First Street.
Thank
Maybe just hit on some of them is the concern with the fire station being right next door that the town building now. I know that the town was interested in purchasing this property above the fire station in the beginning. So I know the gentleman said that they removed the tanks. I don't know. I'm trying to familiarize when they did. I remember back in 2010 and 11, Rob Anderson talking about the tanks there. And then I remember that the town, when they did their research, they said it came back as contaminated stuff. So I'm not sure. Does anybody know when they removed the tanks?
The tanks, when they were removed sometime in 2010 and the canopy remained up there, I think it was sometime 2011, maybe 2012. The town, what you're referring to was initially got a purchase sale agreement on this, but because some of the, deed restrictions on the property, one of them being no residential use, the fire station being primarily a residential use, it could be argued that the firefighters live there. We kind of backed up on it, and the opportunity presented next door, and we jumped from the town jumped from this property to the property next door.
And then, now looking at like Boston Road, I don't know exactly how many feet from this entrance that we have here and where the entrance is going to be from the fire station. Do we know what the,
Yeah, essentially, I believe you're using the same curb cut, right?
Yeah, the existing one, yeah, but
And existing curb cuts to the north of the fire station, essentially are remain the same, they're gonna get a little bit smaller. And some sidewalk added, but with the fire station, the whole intent is for them to be able to pull the fire truck onto the apron, do their turning maneuver without blocking Boston Road and come back into the station.
and then now would this be another situation? I mean, this, the last time, so 2010, so we're talking almost like 15 years ago, the station was inactive, been inactive for how long? Maybe a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah, so now is anything needed from Mascot to continue that curb cut again, since it was not in operation for the last 20 years, was there?
I couldn't answer that, I don't believe so.
I'll answer that. Yeah, we'll check with Mazda and what we need to do.
Okay, I would hope before the board makes any decisions, that you kind of get that answer, because you would hate to be in a rock and hard place.
Unfortunately, you can't apply to Mazda unless you get all your local approval, then you can apply for it. But you already have a curb cut, so
My understanding, Kelly, is because they're the existing curb cuts, that there's no.
Okay, no
coordination
different.
with Mass DOT.
Alright, and I guess my other question then, looking at Trouble Cove, we now have the entrance and exit over where Panera is on Trouble Cove. So I mean, it does look like a very active corner, and I understand, I mean, extremely active, and safety concerns are a lot. That's something we get on Trouble Cove. There's a lot of activity going on. I don't know how many cars per day going up, down Trouble Cove or Boston Road. I saw somewhat of a traffic study, but it just says how many cars he would be going to use the site. Looking at those, your traffic studies, would be like, I don't know how you would survive with those numbers. You know, business wise, but it's not my business. I can see a lot of activity, and I understand he is here for a variance, and a variance, as we all know, is the hardships. If he owns the lot that way, that's not why we would give it if you bought it that way, you know? It just does seem like a lot of activity, and I hope you take into consideration of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, you certainly can, sir.
Chair, I would like to speak for the safety and the concerns that some of the neighbors brought up tonight. With, as far as the site distance, I just wanted to make it clear that what's in the, close to the intersection is the canopy itself, not the building. So canopy structure, it's an open structure. It is a structure by definition of the building code, but it doesn't have a wall. It does not restrict your site distance. And also the corner of the canopy is 40 feet to the edge of the roadway. Each corner is 40 feet. And the reason you see this layout, because we wanted to maximize, and as you mentioned, we looked at all this and we wanted to connect the sidewalk. I'm sure my client will reconstruct any sidewalk that's within the frontage of the property, from property line to property line. Now, as whether we can go past, I can't make that, as far as traffic, I personally, probably that's why I'm here tonight. I've done over 300 gas stations in New England. So basically, I've been to every board in the Commonwealth. And I can tell you, and you all know, I don't have to tell you this, if you dealt with gas stations before, gas stations are not traffic destinations. So with this traffic, this gas station is not going to bring the traffic in town, because there's a gas station. People driving by, either going to work, or they going to eat, or they live in the area, they see a gas station. There's a gas station across from the other side of the intersection. Like there's a Dunkin' Donut on every corner of of every block, so if you're there, you're passing by, you need gas, you go by, you're not driving from nearby towns just to go to the gas station. So, and I think with the layout, we sat down with different various board members, with the town, with the, we looked at this, and I think this is a very safe, I can tell you, this is a very safe layout, and that is ample room for large trucks, fire trucks to maneuver. There's plenty of parking. Everything will be striped. There'll be signage. There'll be pavement markings enough to guide pedestrians to where they need to go. The connections from the sidewalk into the building, and so that's all I have.
Yeah, that's fine. Anybody else in the audience? Come on up. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Diana Saunders, I live at 20 Oxford Road.
Okay.
This is an intersection I use every day, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, whatever. And just for clarification, the reason why they only had the sidewalk on one side of the road is because when you're coming from Speedway up to that intersection, it's a 2-lane. And you can take a right on red there. The other way coming from Milano's, you can't take a right. So they only have that one crosswalk, so you can crosswalk and go down. My concern is this, we have 2 driveways, so you don't see it on this here, but the driveway that's on Trouble Cove, it's a hill. So you have to go, it's like this, go down into the property. And I believe that property is zoned 2 different ways too. I could be wrong on that. Is it, isn't the back of it wetlands?
Well, that wouldn't be going.
Oh,
So I
sorry.
don't believe there's any wetlands, I think they're across the street. Across the, I'm not on your opinion, but
And
but it's all zoned.
you guys are confused. Oh, there you go. All right, so you have, yeah, see right there, you have the 2 lanes coming from Speedway up to that intersection. And if you've ever been in that intersection at any time, a person got killed last year, I believe, on a motorcycle in the middle of it. I believe it was right by KinderCare, which is right there. So you have KinderCare there, you have Banana, and there's a Salem Bank, and another place there. Then you got Milano. You have the auto place, then you have the fire truck. Then right down at the corner, you have a convenience store. You have a convenience store at Speedway with gas station, which is like one property out. They're right there at the Speedway. They have a convenience store. It's just a lot of congestion in that one area. I have nothing against the tanks. I don't have anything against going there. The tanks have never been taken out. I lived in that section. The tanks have never been, they were crushed, is what it was they were crushed. They were never taken out. I know that for a fact because I've lived there. So I wouldn't notice people taking tanks out. Like I said, if I don't drive this way, I have to drive by Molly's house. I don't think Molly's wants me to drive by her. It is a very congested area, especially with the KinderCare there, with the kids. And Milano's have, Milano's in the auto store, or auto body store. They have the 2 driveways right there on 3A. Then they have another one going in off of Trouble Cove. KinderCare has one going in off of Trouble Cove and one off of 3A. There's a lot of people going in and out. Huh?
I think KinderCare down until it's.
Yeah.
KinderCare has, yeah, they have an entrance.
Only on Trouble Cove.
Only on Trouble Cove?
Yeah.
I thought they did. So I could be wrong.
Well,
The entrance, the curb cut you see there goes to Dunkin'.
Oh, that's supposed to Dunkin', okay, that's right. So you have the gas station that has 2, you have the bank that has 2 going from Trouble Cove and on 3A. You have Milano's And then you have the auto store. Panera Bread, their driveway is right across the street from where the other one was. So that side of the road is two-way traffic, is 2 lanes going down. Which is very dangerous, but it is, it's 2 ways pretty, big right. And then if you're going up Trouble Cove, it's a 1 lane traffic. So there's always congestion there because people are trying to get in to the Panera Bread, you know, and you're after the dark. So the whole place right there is very congested. There's gonna be, there are a lot of accidents. I don't know if you have an accident report, but there are a lot of accidents in that area. And, you know, as you know, right up the street is the famous bridge in Baraga that gets hit weekly, sometimes twice, which backs everything up. If you're trying to get out, you can't, because. So there's a lot of complications in that area. So you have to actually, and the other thing is, do we have an accurate traffic report? Because the one that I saw, I did go up to town hall and I did ask for the packet and everything, and I wasn't able to get it. You guys don't have this online? I mean, I wasn't able to view any of the information at all. Like 3, 4 pieces of paper I was able, this and the other one is going in.
Everything I get in the packets goes directly to them. Everything in these packets is scanned that you're seeing on TV tonight.
Right,
It is not online.
how is any of the,
They can come to the office and view the file before I give it to the board.
no, if we could possibly change that, because all the other boards put all the stuff online before the meetings, so people can review it. Because not everybody can get to the town hall. You know,
Just historically, this board has not.
okay. So if the board could, think about that.
Now, with the meeting minutes, will the materials be online after that? Because according to the state, they need to be available. Any material that's been seen here in public needs to be available online, and especially with the minutes.
No minutes,
Hold on,
yes.
hold
Yeah,
on,
but the
hold on.
materials.
Hold on, we're up here.
Alright, so
And-
that's it.
What has been viewed is online. The packet that we have has not been viewed by the public, right? This traffic study has not been viewed by the public, so therefore it doesn't need to be online.
If it's stamped in public record, it could be available, but what you have, I couldn't find any of it, you know.
Where is this online?
This stuff should have been online, right?
No.
These,
It's not online, no.
those plans on?
No.
No?
Nothing.
So it's very hard to look at anything as a resident and look
I
at.
mean, to that point, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're way up.
Just let me speak and please don't speak over me. That's something that we can address with the town manager and get the stuff online. Typically, you know, abutters to the project receive a notification. They're notified of the project. If they have interest, historically, they call the office and they've got any copies. I don't know if you received the abutters notification or not.
I'm not in the,
Okay. But I mean, working towards putting all the stuff online is something entirely different than this hearing. We can certainly work towards adding information going down the road, but we're really getting off topic, what the applicant is doing.
okay, no, I just wanted to mention that. Good try. That's all I have to say about this. I'm not against this if it comes to America at all. Just in that particular location. It is. I'd love to see a real traffic study because there's a lot of cars in that area. I avoid that area. I do avoid it during peak hours. Because it's near the road, but that's awesome.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, no one else in the audience on this?
Mr. Chair, if I could just speak on behalf of the fire department, I know I'm speaking with Bob Cole and having the fire station next door. He's looking for some type of green or fence between the properties.
Okay.
I know down at the Pinehurst Fire Station, they did have a big problem with trash and debris from the convenience store next door. And the firefighters going out constantly and, you know, cleaning up the property, picking stuff up, so. That was the one thing he did mention to me, but he also mentioned, you know, it'd be great to have, both properties, brought back up and used pretty much at the same time, because we'll be going concurrently if this, is approved.
Right, and I as well would like to see fencing along that north side. Down along the, bordering the residential home there as well. So those basic,
we do show fencing, I believe,
Okay,
Mr.
yeah.
Chair, but again, we're not opposed to any conditions that part of the decision that we provide the fencing to the rear.
yeah, there's an existing staying.
The privacy fence to remain there.
Right, but I don't, is it down that section where the 5 foot sidewalk is?
I'm not sure, but we will provide fencing
Right,
around the north and the west side, whatever we need to do to separate from the fire, yeah.
yeah. So, looks like there is a privacy fence in there, yep. Yeah.
I'm not sure of the conditions, but if we need to replace it, we'll replace it, yeah.
Exactly,
I mean, we certainly want to be, sensitive to the neighbors, I mentioned that before, that's why we put the sidewalk kind of to buffer the parking also, so you have, in addition to the landscape buffer, we also put a 5 foot sidewalk.
Yep.
To increase the buffer from that section.
Yep.
So,
Just to clarify, the fence, sidewalk on the adjacent side of Trouble Cove with the Panera property.
Yeah.
At that time, the planning board had a policy was rather than build the sidewalk, you could pay for the sidewalk. And that developer convinced the planning board that because of the slope of the property, it was too difficult and not safe to put a sidewalk in there, so the planning board didn't require sidewalk. If we paid money into the fund. And I believe that was used to construct sidewalks out to them.
so. I mean, just before we close this property in this location, it reminds me tremendously of, the gas station in Bedford at the corner of Shawkey and Great Road. Both have entrances off the streets, the lots are very similarly shaped. Building is in the same location, canopy is in the same location. And that gas station flows freely all the time. I never see any problems there. I drive by this several times a day. I can't remember seeing an accident there. I don't think a gas station in this corner is gonna be detrimental. And it will certainly be an improvement to the site that's the condition of the site as it stands now. So with that, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
You haven't done.
Oh, sorry.
I forget.
I meant, we're done there. Let's go to the board. Sorry. Okay, start with you, Loudon.
Oh, okay. You'll learn. I think this is a wonderful project. It sounds like you talked to the town and all the departments and sounds like you looks not pouring.
Yeah.
You reconfigured it, out of some concerns by the town, so I'm happy. I'm not a traffic expert, but I actually think this might ease some, flow to the intersection, because I would think that anyone coming down Trouble Cove Road who would need gas would take the left to go to Speedway and possibly Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee. Now they don't have to even enter that intersection, they can just go there. I'm kind of assuming that's where you're gonna get business, but again, I'm not a traffic expert. Yeah. Could have saved a lot of trouble the last year if I was. So. I was just thinking about that fence, as long as you have that fence for the fire department and the neighborhood, that's the only concern I would have. So I think it's a win-win.
Okay. Annabelle?
By the way, the traffic data is here available in about 1493 per hour volume, peak volume now. So there are some numbers that you can go over, No, that place has been an eyesore for more than a decade, And any improvement there would be good for the neighborhood there, Other than that, it looks pretty good, plan and, I'll be in favor of it.
I go back to 1970 on that site. Seriously. I was a project engineer for Mobile Oil.
Same picture as last.
70 or 71 time. We built the one there and the other one by Chancet Lane. And they were, at the time, they were service stations. They had bays. I think this one might have had an inspection bay, when they had to have the 45 feet for the inspection bays. But I know the other one at Chancet, and they were basically the same building, same contractor I had building. And, yeah, so I go way back on this side. Yeah. But, yeah, it's been there for 50 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the thing about the deed restriction limits to a gasoline station?
Mostly I think, the building inspector, said the mostly residential or people, they don't want people sleeping on the grounds that used to be a gas station. It was standard for mobile, every time mobile pulled out of just for liability, I guess. They didn't want any, like somebody building houses, or they don't want to hear something, and 20 years later, there was something in the, or whatever, but I believe, and I'm not sure my client is here, well, this is subject to Clean 21E, you can't go to the bank and get a loan unless you have so, and I have to disagree with you, ma'am, I don't think they can crush the banks in the town, that this is not a practice acceptable in any state in the country.
Yeah, they wouldn't be crushing things.
I wouldn't, I hope not, but I wouldn't think you can do something to get away. You'd be in that prison that we just saw like an hour ago. So, I'm sure.
Coming back.
Yeah.
In a long time. Come on. Well, all right, we can go away.
Well, what do you got?
I just want to quote one of our older town managers, who's no longer with us. When he made the statement that there was Boston Road, it's basically a commercial road. It didn't have the face. And I've been watching this project, hoping and praying that something would go in there, because that is a nice. Yeah, it's the opening as you come in from Lowell and jump. So to have something there, getting the fire station, now we're getting this. I think it'll dress up the corner. I don't have a problem with it, it's a use that's always been there. It's not gonna be it's not, we're putting in a restaurant or an apartment building or something like that. It was a gas station, it's gonna be a gas. I don't have a problem with that. No, good luck. The only thing that, again, was the screening, because that drives me crazy when you have a property next to a convenience store and all the trash ends up on my property and not there, so doing that fence, and I'm sure these gentlemen have pride in their operation and keep it clean, neat all the time, as it is a welcoming. Other than that, I'm all set. And I'll make the motion to close the public hearing at this time.
Perfect, thanks.
Second.
And if I'm at it, yeah, you beat me to it. On the vote to close, Anupam,
Yes.
Dick.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yep.
Bob.
Yeah.
Chair. That was to close the,
Public hearing.
close the public hearing on the variance. We're gonna get two different votes, okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna vote on the variance first.
Yeah.
So I need a motion to grant the variance. Dick,
Second,
and on the vote to approve the variance, Anupam,
yes.
Dick.
Yep.
Eric.
Yep.
Bob,
Yes.
and the chair is yes. Granted 5-0. Take a motion to close the public hearing on the special permit to operate a convenience store gas station.
So moved.
Second,
Eric. On the close, Anupam,
Yes,
Dick.
Yep.
Eric.
Yep.
Bob.
Yes.
Chair. Take a motion to grant.
Mr. Chair, before you just this point of clarification, there is a fast food component. Shown.
Yep,
Floor plan.
I saw it on the floor plan.
I don't believe it. Typically,
They're gonna need a fast food.
once they find out who the tenant will be, they'll need to come back and get their own fast food special permit.
Right.
Okay. That was it.
Motion to grant, oh, wait, I'm sorry, I did that. No, did we do the motion to grant?
yeah,
No,
Motion to close.
we just did the motion to grant. Let's take a motion to grant.
Yeah,
Dick,
Second,
Bob. On the vote, Bob,
yes.
Eric.
Yep.
Dick.
Yep.
Anupam.
Yes.
And the chair is yes.
Conditions with that, they're doing like that.
that's,
Just the fence, which we spoke about a bunch. Liz, you got that?
probably should put a note in there, as Mark just brought up the fact of the fast food, I mean.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, when you get a tenant.
Yes.
Yeah, so they'll need it,
Special permit, that's good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the fencing along the fire station side and the residential sides.
Mhm.
Okay,
Hours of operation.
Yeah,
5 to 11.
5 to 12,
5 to 11.
5 to 11, yeah. 5 AM to 11 AM, am I right?
I think they'd rather go to 11 PM. Okay.
so that it's a tenant going in, the fence, the hours of operation. Anything else you want to put in
Free gas.
Town residents?
Sorry, I guess we can't add that one. You're all set.
Thank you very
Good luck.
Thank you.
For sure, the firefighters love having a convenience store right next door.
That's why I figured I don't put a fence if they wanna walk over, but we can put a gate, big gate, yeah. Thank you so much, you, Mr. Chair and members of the board. I just have to tell you this because I sit on the zoning board of appeals in Dallas. I've been there probably 20 years. I chaired the board a few times, but we do run a very professional. And just wanted to let you know. I've been to almost every board in the Commonwealth.
That's because of her. She wrangles us.
Thank you. Yeah, we spoke on the phone so many times, but we never met. Thank you so much.
Who went to Dartmouth? Dave Pressman went to Dartmouth?
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Was he here?
He was. Yeah, he was here.
Oh, he was a town manager here?
He was town manager here. Pressman.
A period of time. He retired probably like another, before COVID.
I get him mixed up with Tewksbury.
I didn't look for it.
He's over Tewksbury now. No.
Montori.
Montori. He took that, and then now,
The current.
Yeah, in turn.
Yeah, he was here. He retired.
A long way back to Dartmouth.
Yeah, I do, but.
I have all relatives in Fairhaven.
Oh, all right, yeah, nice. All right, thank you so much.
thank you very much. So the next one, we have a, motion to remove without prejudice. We'll just take a quick vote on that. So DE Foods, remove without prejudice, quick vote would be Anupam
What's that?
to remove DE Foods without prejudice.
Yeah.
Eric?
Yep.
Dick?
Yep.
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair. Yes, so we'll remove that one, with no prejudice, 5-0.
Can we do it with Brendan?
We can.
No, you don't. I request. I think you got, there was also,
Yeah, I think there's two of them.
There were two of them? We removed them both.
There was a special permit and a variance.
Okay,
For
so,
DE for withdrawal, I'm not sure if we can vote.
Good thing, respectful.
Respectfully?
Yeah, to-
I went to these drawings with the pictures.
yep, so apparently, it was two and I somehow missed it. But, you had a variance and a special permit, is that what you had? Okay, so on the vote to remove the special permit without prejudice, Anupam,
Yes,
Eric?
Yep.
Bob?
Yes.
Dick?
You know,
And Jared. Okay, both of them 5-0 removed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
All right, now let's get to what we have for.
the town fund doesn't have any agree.
All right, no, that's the one. There we go. That's, a public hearing will be heard by the Board of Appeals on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 at 6:45 PM, Town Hall Room 210, 365 Boston Road, Berwick, Mass. On the petition of Foley's Used Cars and Parts Incorporated by Stephen Lentine Esquire, whom have appealed to the Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 10.d.4, extension, alteration of pre-existing non-conforming use of the zoning bylaw to construct 4 proposed buildings and provide a roof-like covering over all or a portion of the current concrete pad located in an industrial zone. Said premise located at 24 and 26 Town Farm Lane, Berwick, Mass. As shown on the assessors map as plate 2, parcel 5-0 and plate 5. Parcel 15-0, recorded Mass Registry of Deeds. Book 2530, page 592, Counselor.
Mr. Chairman, members of the record, and we have I'm the fully free part and part. Mike is the principal, is me tonight, Mike Foley. As you know, we did before you several times in the temporary instruction that I don't believe ever really was put into use. Part of the reason we're here tonight is we're going to be very shortly applying for a site plan special permit to erect 3 new dimensions are 120 by 60 buildings and 1 smaller 48 by 38 foot building. Those buildings will be used for to allow for storage indoors and more importantly to provide for work area indoors. As you all know, there was a fire here almost 2 years ago this coming September that destroyed the main building that had been used for the bulk of the work. Although no one wants their property to have a fire, this is an opportunity to make the property work a little more efficiently. Part of that efficiency will be to have fire hydrants installed at the site, which obviously weren't there at the time. It was quite the burden for the fire department to get hoses to the site. So part of the site plan special permit process will bring the fire hydrants on there. Some of you that are town meeting members may recall I was at a town meeting last year to get the necessary easements from the town to bring the water lines into the site. It's kind of a complicated process, so we're a little behind the curve with our engineering. We were hoping to have filed for the site plan special permit. Even last month, Steve is still working out his drainage calculations, stormwater calculations. All that's going to be necessary for the site plan special permit. We did have our pre-department head meeting in May. Mark was in attendance for that, representing the building department. Mark pointed out to us, which I had forgotten, even though I know I had noted when I came for the temporary building that the site, because it's a pre-existing non-conforming use, it needs a special permit for alteration of that use. And the alteration here is just bringing more of the work outside to inside with these 3 new buildings. So it'd be our argument that that's in the public interest as well as improving the site by bringing the water lines in particular onto the property. So again, it's our expectation now that we'll be in front of the planning board for its October meeting. I've been promised that by the engineer, hopefully fulfill his promise. And with this board, it's really a simple matter of allowing the alteration of the pre-existing non-conforming use, which was auto salvage, which is no longer allowed. and according to the bylaws, but this is pre-existing non-conforming, we're just altering it by bringing more work inside rather than outside, so we would argue that this doesn't derogate from the intent and purpose of the bylaws, and in keeping with the neighborhood, and most of us know that neighborhood is surrounded by industrial, there's no residential, butters even within, how far, I don't know. Yeah, so it's a secluded area, no residential butters, and again, this project, public interest in this board can rest assured that it's gonna be examined with complete scrutiny more in front of the planning board, that's when drainage. The consulting engineer of the town, all the department heads will have their comments. I think the only comment that you received on this was from the DPW, which was a pretty standard DPW comment, is that stormwater review is going to be needed, and that is part of the site plan special permit. So Mike is here, if you have any questions, but we're hoping to get this on the right track again.
Okay. Anybody in the audience here? Yes. Question. The existing concrete pad that we're talking about putting cover over, is that so that it can be work outside as well? What's the plan with that?
Yeah, so after speaking with the fire department, they don't want any hot work done inside the building anymore.
Okay.
So we need to move that outside.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're allowed to even work outside in the snow and rain or whatever. So just for you.
Yeah,
Sure.
If you know what I'm saying.
you are, there's- yeah,
So we're just trying to keep a cover over that so we can work in the rain and stuff.
okay. So your hot work, there will be no more hot work in the building?
Correct.
That'll all be done underneath that canopy that goes over the existing concrete pad. Okay, sounds like a pretty fair thing.
Steel building,
Which hopefully for steel, we don't know, depends on the tariff, so we're still waiting on the cost. That's why
We get their fingers up to the.
it would either be a Morton building or a steel building.
Construction has become a big guessing game, as to materials.
gonna have, sprinklers in it.
Sprinklers only, I haven't talked to Mark, but fire department doesn't require them in any one of those buildings.
Really?
I spoke with, we've been, the fire department, I and Mark, and I don't think Mark likes me calling him anymore, so they call him. I just wanna make sure I get it right, and Mark, before guy has the answer, I'll make questions.
Just so you know, Dick, the fire department was part of that research
Sure.
process. Which is really important to know.
Just another thing, Mike, is he doesn't like anybody.
Oh, okay.
Good person.
He doesn't crawl up the windows like we can.
Yeah. People don't know about that, so you,
It's a secret.
it's a secret.
Read it in a book about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really.
Deals from the town.
Okay, well, that makes sense to move the hot work outside, I like it. Well, be nice, we'll open it up to the board. Anupam, do you have any concerns, questions, comments?
No, I think, it's nice that they can work outside, you know, and be in a safe environment, you know.
You guys are gonna work it all.
No, everything's that's been said, I agree with, so.
Dick,
Yes,
is that enough?
yes.
Bob,
Yeah, I like to say, yeah, definitely is, Mr. Foley is working hand in hand with the town and it's not, put up any wall signs. And, they're very, very, very compatible to work with, easy to work with. So, I think it's about time, 2 years is the time. And after working outside, it's miserable.
It is.
So having a canopy would be good, and I like the idea of storing engines and stuff inside. Makes it a lot easier to handle and to work with. Plus, it's cleaning up that area a little bit,
It's gonna look much better.
and whereas we have to go over the little bridge to get there. You know.
Can we do something about the bridge while I?
Yeah, I like to see the bridge
Knock it
level
down.
side,
That would be.
but.
yeah. That's better, that's better addition. Yeah. We could certainly do something about that, Larry.
Nice for the planning.
You may want to talk to your client about that, no suggestions.
When they bid,
But I'm a yes.
tear down the Rock Bridge, get some of the old beams.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I do that all the time.
I like it.
I'll take a motion to close public hearing.
You got it.
Dick,
Second,
Bob. On the vote to close, Anupam.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yep.
Eric.
Yep.
Bob.
yes,
Yeah, yes, I'll take a motion to grant.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second,
Bob, Greg. On the vote, Bob,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Dick.
Yep.
Anupam.
Yeah.
And the chair is yes, granted 5-0.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
I got a destination date, my wife said it was on the speedway.
It too, it too.
all those other guys do, we
I
just
did.
did.
Get the one from the back of the roll. All right.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
When you said 2 years ago, it'd be 2 years, I never really, I thought it'd be done a long time ago. Well, that's. That's real.
Still working on the old.
Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah, we got minutes.
Got a minute.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 25th meeting?
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes of June 25th.
Right. Well, we got a second?
Second.
Eric. Glad you stood up today, did something. On the vote to approve the minutes, Eric,
You mean besides having to?
remind me procedural.
Chairman? Yes.
Okay, Anupam.
Yeah.
Bob. Yeah. Yeah. And Chad, yeah, it's good, we're good, 5-0.
Okay. Thank you.
I was,